welcome to Kitsune Kingdom. We've got some big news recently. Unfortunately, we have seen the closure of terrific Texas wrestling, but many of those great wrestlers have made the move here to Kitsune Kingdom, and they'll be fighting here tonight. In our first match, the last terrific Texas wrestling champion, David Hagen, will be taking on Kitsune Kingdom's Kitanawa Genki. Now, David Hagen has been here in Kitsune Kingdom before. In fact, terrific Texas wrestling wrestlers are familiar with Kitsune Kingdom, so I'm sure that the Kitsune Kingdom fans will welcome them with open arms. There's a nice little cheer for David Hagen. David Hagen was one of the top wrestlers for terrific Texas wrestling. Was a multiple-time world champion. And speaking of, we will have multiple others here tonight. Dan Decker, the Iron Saints, and Don Lee are all competing tonight. David Hagen, of course, is ready to go as always, and ready to try and take on Kitanawa Genki. Genki, weighing in at 600 pounds, is going to be a formidable force for David Hagen. But David Hagen has got a lot of cunning and might be able to take on this formidable force. David Hagen still has the terrific Texas Wrestling Championship with him, which is very surprising, but brought it overseas with him and showing that legacy. Here we go now. Here comes Kitanawa Genki now. And a massive cheer for this former sumo wrestler who has stepped into the squared circle. Stepping in between those ropes, Kitanawa Genki is able to flatten his opponents. Despite how brutal sumo wrestling can be, Genki is by all accounts a very friendly individual. And honestly, I can very well believe it, except when that bell rings. When that bell rings, those lessons that he learned kick in, and he absolutely lays out his opponents. I think this may be the first time that these two have ever fought before, so it'll be interesting to see who comes out on top between these two. Genki making his way to the steps now. I know that the Kitsune Kingdom ring, when Genki debuted, they had to specifically reinforce the ring to ensure that it would be able to hold him. David Hagen almost seems to be realizing what he's in for here. This is not going to be an easy fight by any means. We've seen David fight the likes of the Giant Herman, but Genki is a whole other force entirely. The match begins. Oh, nice block there. But look at these two in a stalemate right now. David Hagen just can't do much as Genki shoves him into the corner. Oh, and look at this. Restraining David Hagen as he goes for those shots. And now, look at that easy hip toss right there. Pushing David Hagen once again. David just cannot seemingly get any look in. Oh, I stand corrected. Going for a punch now, and that might have given him a little opportunity now. Squeezing the head against the neck. That is nasty from David Hagen. You can see there, Genki leaning against the ropes to try and recover, but that's given David an opportunity here. Sorry, I was thinking about David's young son Daniel for a second there, who has to be watching this, his father from the UK right now. Oh my god, what a shot there. He's watched his dad travel to the US for terrific Texas wrestling, now watching his dad travel to Japan for Kitsune Kingdom. Oh, Genki now, look at this, once again restraining David Hagen. And again, oh my goodness. Going to the back of the head. And throwing David Hagen aside. Oh, now look at this. Up in the air. And down. Look at this now. Stomping down on the knee. That's a lot of weight there. David Hagen has to be feeling absolutely battered at the moment. Oh, but look at that. Fighting back. And stretching the arm. David Hagen now bouncing back. Oh, but Genki is far from out as we would expect. Nice headbutt there. Knocking Genki. And a big strike. But struggling to get Genki off his feet. And finally, bringing Genki down. Nice work there. Oh, Genki being brought back to his feet once again. Thus clubbing blows. Oh, right into the midsection once again. And again. You can tell that David doesn't want to even try and lift Genki here. Genki weighs anywhere from 550 to 600 pounds. That is an enormous individual. Extremely difficult to lift. If it's even possible at all. Look at this though. Genki, on the other hand, can absolutely lift David Hagen without any issue. Unfortunately there, a rope break was called. And now look at this. Going for a submission. Stretched across those large legs. The entire body is being picked apart there. The neck, the back, the legs. You can see the only thing not being targeted is the arms. And that might have given him just enough wiggle room to get free. Not an easy submission to keep a hold of. Now, David Hagen going up high to go for those classic 10 punches. A staple from Terrific Texas Wrestling. But there you see Genki pushing away David Hagen. I know that we've been seeing Terrific Texas Wrestling wrestlers make their way over here to Kitsune Kingdom. Even before Terrific Texas Wrestling closed down, we saw the likes of Platinum Pete and other wrestlers move overseas to Japan. Oh! 2. Oh, no luck there. Johnny Lopez, one of them as well as the likes of Vita Ratine. Dan Decker came just before shutting down Terrific Texas Wrestling. So many great wrestlers have made their move, and now, oh my goodness! Oh my god! He's done it! He lifted up Genki! But Kitanawaka Genki kicks out. And now, with the closure of Terrific Texas Wrestling, I know that the wrestlers of Terrific Texas Wrestling are moving all across the globe. Some are moving over to Canada, some are moving back to the UK, and some, like David Hagen here, are moving to Japan to fight in Kitsune Kingdom. Look at this, stretching out David Hagen. Oh, you can see the leg there caught in Genki's legs there, causing extra torque on the knee. Genki had to escape there. David had to escape there to avoid further punishment from Genki. What a shot there to the face. Taking Genki into the corner once again. And once again trying to go for those 10 punches in the ring, but immediately Genki pushing David Hagen off. And a hip toss right there. Amazing work. Big headbutt there now. And gonna drop down with the knee. Going for the pin now. 1, 2. There's the kick out. David Hagen staying strong in this. It's going to take a lot for Genki to put David away. Oh, here we go now. Look at this. Oh, barely avoiding being taken out there. And the crowd, their excitement is building. David Hagen continuing to fight back against Kitana Waka Genki here. Going for the arm now. Oh, that is nasty, but effective. But there you see Genki kicking David Hagen in the face. Oh, the terrific Texas Wrestling Champion doing well here against Genki. Right in the midsection once again. Trying to go for those punches again and again to weaken Genki and take him out. DDT. And look at this, a splash from David Hagen. And again, this could be enough to wear Genki down. Oh, tried to go for a third one, but Genki was able to dodge it. And now, Genki perhaps about to turn the tide here. What is he thinking? Oh, I think he was thinking of putting it away there, but David Hagen was able to escape. Here we go. Oh my god, the strength of Genki is always impressive. Able to overwhelm his opponents. A young wrestler, but the crowd have quickly warmed to Genki. Oh! Look at this now. Stretching David Hagen out here. And look at this, the torque once again across the body. Doing a lot of punishment, I'm sure. David managing to escape now. And now, Irish whip. And Genki falling to the outside. Checking his hip because he landed right on that. That's a lot of weight there. Oh, going for a Boston Crab now. And they're on the outside. They can't stay out there too long. But Genki making the escape. Bringing David Hagen to his feet now. And into the table there. This match is starting to get quite grisly here. Throwing aside now. Oh, back up to his feet. Oh, but Genki fighting David Hagen off some more. Hip toss! Run into our steps there. And now David Hagen reeling at the moment. Genki with the Irish whip. Making his way back into the ring. But now making his way back out again. Genki isn't willing to wait for David Hagen, it seems. Up in the air. Oh, but wait a minute, wait a minute. Oh, you are kidding me. David Hagen there. Getting desperate, it seems. Has decided to go for more dirty tactics now. Raking the eyes of Kitana Waka Genki. Driving the knee into the midsection now. And stomping on the arm. Going back into the ring now. And look at this. David Hagen psyching himself up here in case Genki gets back up for more. Genki back to his feet now. David Hagen rushing back out though to continue the fight. Seeing Genki rise to his feet. So look at this. Oh, that was nasty. That was a very rough landing there. Back into the ring now. And David Hagen is out of it. The lights are on, but nobody's home. Oh, like I said, that's at least 550 pounds. Driven down with that splash. 1, 2, 3. No! David Hagen kicking out there. Let me tell you, that was not easy. That was clearly not easy for David Hagen. But now, once again, stretching him out. The pressure on the body there is immense. Oh, that is nasty. And a big elbow drop across the back. David Hagen being brought back to his feet now. Wait a minute, David Hagen fighting back now with those blows here. The Hagen DDT. Driving down. We could see an upset here. Rising Star. No. Genki got to the ropes. A Rising Star in Kitsune Kingdom staying in this fight, but you can tell that Genki now might be delaying the inevitable. Oh, a splash from David Hagen. Not as devastating, obviously, but still, the impact is felt. You can see Genki right now trying to recover, but you can see David Hagen making that an impossible task. Again and again on the arm. But Genki's back up. And maybe looking to try and finish this match once again. Here we go. Oh my goodness. Snapping down. Is this the end? 1, 2, 3. It is. And there you have it. TeknoAxe Genki has beaten the final Terrific Texas Wrestling champion, Spectacular David Hagen. A very close back and forth. Now that was impressive by David Hagen. Only managed to do it once, but still very nicely done. That splash, that Hagen DDT, both wrestlers did some enormous moves on each other. But another win for TeknoAxe Genki, who has been rising up the ranks here in Kitsune Kingdom. Maybe someday could take on Aku Suzuki. Or, depending on how the main event goes, maybe Don Lee. Stay tuned for the main event to find out more. And congratulations to TeknoAxe Genki. Now we move on to the next fight as Dan, the Natural Decker, takes on the Iron Saint. Dan Decker was there during the dying days of Terrific Texas Wrestling, but slowly began making that move over to Japan with Kitsune Kingdom in the dying days. Still, Dan Decker made his start, began his legacy in Terrific Texas Wrestling. So, when we see these two, we gotta think these are two wrestlers who have had their histories intertwined with both companies, and the Iron Saint, though, as was there was synonymous with Terrific Texas Wrestling. One of the earlier wrestlers from that time, from that company, the person who held it the most, I believe a 5-time Terrific Texas Wrestling champion, the Iron Saint. His legacy has been forged in stone, and now the Iron Saint, has also been a force here in Kitsune Kingdom, looking to once again re-establish his dominance. But to do that, he's got to take the young Dan Decker one-on-one here. Dan Decker, look at this. Ready to bring the fight. The Iron Saint's sneak attack did not work in this instance. Look at this, going for the legs. Once again, you know that Dan Decker's wearing the Iron Saint down so that when the match begins proper, this could become very one-sided. Now, Dan Decker making his way into the ring. Now he can take his robe off with a little bit more ease. But the Iron Saint making his way into the ring. Dan Decker's not going to get that chance. But the match begins. Look at that! Dan Decker waited until he could strike. But the Iron Saint now back in position. Stomping down onto the arm. And now with a clubbing blow across the back. Once again, another clubbing blow across the back. The Iron Saint now making his way up to the top rope. The Iron Saint, backing out there. And now the Iron Saint with those shots and blows. Ripping the robe off and just chucking it aside. The Iron Saint making it clear that just because Terrific Texas Wrestling may be gone does not mean that he is one to be ignored. Only one count there. Very interesting. Wait a minute. Oh! That did not work. And Dan Decker is going to make that very evident. Being able to take advantage and dominate the Iron Saint here. Here we go now, bringing the Iron Saint back up to his feet. Oh, good shot there. And now bringing the Iron Saint back up here, looking to go for a big move, I'm sure. But the Iron Saint with the escape and hitting the back of the knee. And now the Iron Saint with that shot there, taking down Dan Decker. Oh, that is rough right there. Going up to the top rope now. Big splash from the Iron Saint. The Iron Saint now going for a pin now. 1, 2, and there's the kick out. Oh my goodness! This is unprecedented. The Iron Saint with moves that I've not seen from him before. But it's not enough to stop the rising force that is Dan Decker. Oh man, this is the present meeting the future here. The Iron Saint really getting a taste of what Dan Decker is all about. Oh, catching Dan Decker here. And now look at this. Right across the back. But Dan Decker's back up now. Iron Saint with the dodge. Dazing and confusing Dan Decker now with those shots. Those punches. Oh, and the snake eyes. The rope hitting across the throat there. Dan Decker's back up. And a crossbody. Very, very nicely done. And now look at this. Going for the leg. And neck breaker. Oh no. Oh, Dan can get nasty when he wants to be. But the Iron Saint now fighting back. Wait a minute. Oh my god. That did not work out there. Dan Decker was much too close for the Iron Saint to be able to truly hit a move like that, but that was impressive nonetheless. Dan Decker, oh, being caught by the Iron Saint. And the Iron Saint now stomping down on the arm. Oh my god. This is incredible from the Iron Saint. Oh, and now this is more like it. This is more what I expect. That old school, terrific Texas wrestling beatdown. 1, 2. No, my god. Dan Decker, though, kicking out. And the Iron Saint can't believe it. Gonna try to put away Dan Decker once and for all. Oh, but blocking. But look at this. Flying and backing away. Dan Decker's getting wise of the Iron Saint's antics here. Up against the ropes. Big striking blow there to the Iron Saint. Oh, but blocked there by the Iron Saint, who keeps in control over Dan Decker. Dan now being brought back to his feet once again. But look at this, catching the leg. Great work there. And now the Iron Saint taking down Dan Decker. Another standing shooting star press. Bringing Dan back to his feet now. But Dan Decker, look at this. Oh, that's a lot of pain there, shooting through the knees. But the Iron Saint is far from done, it seems. Oh, look at those kicks, those punches. Every shot has to hit so damn hard. And there's the neck breaker. The Iron Saint maybe going to try again to put away Dan Decker. Going for the pin now. 1, 2, 3. And the Iron Saint has put away Dan Decker. I'm surprised to see Dan break like that. But maybe it's the Iron Saint. That's the big difference here. Dan would normally last a little bit longer than that, but maybe the Iron Saint, still one of the top forces in professional wrestling, was able to overwhelm Dan Decker. That beatdown was definitely one that overwhelmed, and some of the high fly that I really did not expect to see from the Iron Saint. The Iron Saint seems to be one of those rare combinations of strength and agility, creating an ultimate semblance of power. And there with the pinfall. 1, 2, 3. And there you have it. The Iron Saint with the victory. We got just one more match for you here tonight for the Kitsune Kingdom World Championship. Stay tuned because that fight is next. Here we go now. It's time for the main event. Don Lee has returned to Kitsune Kingdom and will be taking on Aku Suzuki. Many have tried to take on Aku Suzuki and many have failed. But Don Lee is notorious here in Kitsune Kingdom. He has been a formidable force in the past, held the championship before, and looks to try to take on Aku Suzuki once again. These two have some history. And Don Lee here, making his return to Kitsune Kingdom. Feared among many, but not among Aku. The champ running down to the ring to fight Don Lee early. Welcome to Kitsune Kingdom, Don Lee. Brought into the ring, and you can see Aku wasting absolutely no time. And now they lock up. And Don Lee springing back up. This is why Don Lee is feared. You could do some horrific damage to Don Lee, and he will get back up like it's nothing. And then in return, he will deliver that same pain tenfold. And Aku Suzuki, once again being reacquainted with that. Aku Suzuki, our top wrestler here in Kitsune Kingdom currently, but maybe bested once again by Don Lee. 1! Oh, very quick kick out there. But Aku right now looking to be in a very bad position right now. The chances of him bouncing back are looking quite grim at the moment. And Don Lee knows it. Gloating and rubbing in Aku's face. Has taken off the gi now and is ready to fight proper. Oh no, not again. Biting at the fingers. Don Lee really does not care what he has to do. If anything, I think he gets a sadistic pleasure from brutalizing his opponents. Or wrenching at the head. You could see the way the neck is being strained there. Aku, however, managing to fight his way out. Nice shots there. And Aku Suzuki working Don Lee over. And a big side slam right there. Aku Suzuki now working Don Lee over. Oh, and into the midsection. Nice shot there. And now taking Don Lee with a punch to the midsection once again. Working Don Lee over and sending him into the corner. The fight is getting pretty brutal right now between these two. Aku, though, firmly in control now. And the crowd cheering for their hero, Aku Suzuki. Maybe called the Apocalypse, but despite such a grim name, has gained a lot of fanfare for the way that he fights. Oh! Don Lee, though, very quick and brutal. Taking Aku into the corner now. And there you see, Aku generally fights fair and refuses to give up. You can see the way that he keeps on going, fighting tenaciously in the face of Don Lee with his rabid offense. Oh, right in the face there, taking down Aku Suzuki. And now the back of the head. Aku, he is not looking too good right now. Another knee to the midsection. And now, leaning against the ropes. You can see Don Lee using them to his advantage. Don Lee is an innovator in ways to pick apart opponents. But look at this, Aku Suzuki now working the leg there. Very well done there. Aku, a great technical wrestler. And now turning the Boston Crab here. And Don Lee looking to try and stay sturdy in the face of this. And managing to work the core strength to throw Aku Suzuki off. And those shots to the midsection now. Don Lee starting to waver. All dodging though. And there's that knee strike. Don Lee is so wily. There's a reason that these two have such a history. Because as much as Aku, tries to fight fair, Don Lee is so wily and is willing to bend the rules that it can make fighting him almost impossible sometimes. At least that's the way it feels watching some of these matches. And there with a shot there, holding the nose. Against the ropes now. And Don Lee looking to finish off Aku Suzuki here. Once again, the head battering against the ring mat. Oh, he's not finished. Oh, tried to go for that sleeper hold, I'm almost certain, but Aku not about to let that happen. Managing to break free. Oh, now look at this. Aku Suzuki against the ropes. With that takedown. Is this the end? 1, 2. No. Aku Suzuki is going to have to do more than that if he wants to put away Don Lee. Oh, and here we go. Looking for that octopus hold. And he's got it in. This could be the end for Don Lee. You can see Don Lee struggling, trying to stay in this match. And actually manages to escape. That is not easy to do. But Don Lee making it look almost easy the way he just did that there. Going for a pin now. 2. And there's the rope break. Don Lee didn't realise. And now slithering away from the pin. Oh. And to go and deliver more brutal offense. Look at this. Holding onto Aku Suzuki's head here. Aku could be in trouble. You can see the referee checking. Just in case Aku Suzuki gives up, we could see the championship change hands here. Oh, to the side of the head there. And the crowd reviling in what they're seeing right now. Oh, but Don Lee there slipping up. And maybe a chance for Aku Suzuki here. But it doesn't look like he had a chance to recover in time. Wait a minute. Oh, just like that. It seems that every time Aku Suzuki tries something, the venerable Don Lee, with that experience advantage, is one step ahead, even in this rematch. Look at this now, Don Lee keeping a hold of Aku Suzuki here. Straining Aku Suzuki now. But Aku, with the shots to the face there, getting back to his feet. And now sending Don Lee into the barricade. Trying to create some space. Don Lee, though, quick to recover and yelling at the fans. And Aku is not going to have that. He is not going to allow Don Lee to attack the fans. To attack the paying audience. Aku Suzuki defending their honor here. What a brilliant slam there. And now working the arm over. Bringing Don Lee to his feet. Oh, right across the midsection. And there with the kick to the back of the head. And now Aku Suzuki pacing around the ring. Getting back in now. And back out. Looks like maybe resetting the count. Oh, atomic drop from Aku Suzuki. There you see Don Lee dodging though. Don Lee still got a lot of fight left. Oh my goodness! Aku Suzuki right now. This match is getting personal, it feels like. I think that when he went to the fans, it took it to another level. And Aku is going to that next level. Don Lee now starting to be in a lot more pain, struggling more to get up now. Back into the ring now. And Aku Suzuki quick to strike, but Don Lee quick to escape. Look at this now, going for... Oh, wait a minute. What is he doing? Oh my god. He's not going to do this. The DDT from the middle rope. And Aku Suzuki. That is shooting pain there. But against all odds, Aku Suzuki is back on his feet. A second bit of energy. Getting ready and hoisting him up with a suplex. The crowd cheering Aku on to spur him to victory. With the punches to the midsection now. Look at this, Aku once again going for another suplex here to Don Lee. And Don Lee right now starting to wear down. Aku's not done though. He knows he's got to go the full distance if he wants to put away Don Lee. Over the ropes and Don Lee spilling to the outside. And now look at this. Going for an enormous knee strike right there. And now Don Lee going for a headbutt. Oh, that is brutal. Now biting away at the fingers. Once again, we see Don Lee willing to do whatever it takes to dish out pain to his opponents. And now beckoning Aku forth. Aku staring at the eyes of his enemy, making it clear that he is far from out before re-entering the ring. He's looking for a position to enter from. He knows Don Lee will strike the second he's entered. Oh, and there you see Aku reacting quickly. Don Lee now on the side of the ring, and Gore with a drop kick, tumbling to the outside. But Don Lee's back up, and there's that knee strike once again. Could be a second wind from Don Lee, perhaps. Oh, and now Aku bleeding. And you could see Don Lee was going to go in for more to try and make it worse. Aku now fighting for the sake of his physical health. Oh! He is in very real danger here. You can see that, oh, that blood is really beginning to flow here. The champion is beginning to see his chances slip. But you can see the reason the fans love Aku, that unwillingness to give up. Aku making it clear that his body may be damaged, but his spirit is stronger than ever. Going for a pin now. 1, 2. Oh, but Don Lee there with the kick out. Aku may be getting a bit desperate there to pin off of that. But Aku still now keeping the fight going. But Don Lee back up once again. And now Don Lee, no, once again, going for that DDT. Oh my god, what is he doing? No, the neck, that could actually be very dangerous. Oh, no, I see what he was doing. He wanted to have Aku's bloodied face crash into the ring mat to make the damage that he has done even worse. Don Lee is so brutal, so cruel for that. Aku laid out once again. Brought back to his feet on the outside. And now the beatdown continues from Don Lee. You can see Aku's trying to stay on his feet, but there's only so much he can endure. And once again, the fingers being bitten by Don Lee. Aku being brought back to his feet once again. Don Lee with that Irish whip, sending Aku across the ring. Across the outside of the ring anyway. Don Lee not waiting. He's going to continue to punish Aku here. But what Aku with a massive clothesline. And now bringing Don Lee back to his feet. Look at these shots. Oh, Don Lee blocked that last one. And look at this, fighting Aku off once again. Oh! A snapping slam there. And Aku managing to get Don Lee off there. Don Lee back in the ring now. And Aku, meanwhile, trying to recover. The beatdown is becoming overwhelming. Still, Aku continues the fight regardless. Oh! That was absolutely... That was such a hard-hitting drop kick to the knee there. But Aku continues nonetheless. Irish whip, sending Don Lee across now. Gonna go for that suplex perhaps. On the outside, that is a very punishing slam right there. And they're going for a shoulder claw, trying to wear down Don Lee. We've seen the likes of the Giant Herman doing that. Maybe Aku taking some tips from the Giant Herman. And now, bringing Don Lee once again back to his feet. And bringing Don Lee to the steps, but Don Lee managing to almost brush it off. Oh, Aku though, it might have done enough for Aku to be able to really bounce back now. Big clothesline, and I think the back of the head there just hit the legs of the barricade. And Don Lee now might be dazed and confused. Might have finally broken through the impenetrable wall that is Don Lee. And now Aku. He seems a bit tentative here. Watching on here, Don Lee trying to get back into this. Throwing Aku now back in the ring. And Aku closely following. Don Lee saying, bring it on. And Aku, more than willing to do so, has got him in the octopus hold once again. Don Lee trying to endure, but he can't escape this time. Giving up, and meaning that Aku Suzuki is still your Kitsune Kingdom World Champion. A brutal fight of good versus evil here. Don Lee was brutal, was quick, was snappy, and was in many ways cunning, but Aku Suzuki, that spirit never said die. Aku kept fighting for the fans, kept fighting for the audience, for all of you watching, and managed to put away Don Lee. Impressive stuff there. What a back and forth for the top prize in Kitsune Kingdom. I want to thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, please be sure to stick around for more videos on the channel. We hope to see you all next time for more Kitsune Kingdom action. The prize is now being given to Aku Suzuki, our rightful champion.